Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is John Shade Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a little bit different of a video than maybe what you would typically experience, right? So we are out here, man. You can see what's going on here in this video. We are in the open beta that was released by the folks that are currently creating that newest alliteration of Maximum Football. And this is the first Maximum Football that we have seen since 2020. So it's been a while, and a big reason for that is because Canuck Studios, who used to produce these games, well, they're no longer producing these games. They're built by a new company, a separate company, and this is what they've been working on over the past couple of years, is this Maximum Football title right here, and it looks dramatically different. It looks absolutely dramatically different, but we're in the open beta. You know, I'm playing this game for the first time in a little bit, and so I just want to come up on here, give my thoughts about the Maximum Football, the newest Maximum Football game, the good, the bad, maybe a little bit of questionable in between there. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this little breakdown, man. If you do, make sure you go ahead, smack that like button, hit that subscribe button as well if you do happen to be brand new to the channel. And so what I ended up doing is, because we only had access to the Play Now function in Maximum Football, at least as of right now, I ended up playing a couple of games, played one game with like each of the two teams that were made available. You got the Roswell Grays out of the Rocky Mountain Conference, and then you got this Lubbock's Firebirds team who is in, I can't remember what that conference is called, but it's basically Maximum's version of like the Big 12 per se. So got all of that going on here, man, and yeah, we're excited to jump into this game, man. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Just gonna kind of go into what I've noticed first, and then moving through like other observations that I saw in terms of when I was actually sitting down and playing this game. And first and foremost, the thing that pops out to me the most is the presentation. I mean, there is a dramatic difference between what we saw in the graphics in Maximum Football 2020 and then what we see, in the graphics of, this game right here. And a big part of that is, they're able to produce this game on Steam and make it PC. PC has that reputation of having just better graphics and better performance than many console games. I know PS5 and the Xbox version of the PS5, I don't remember what's called off the top of my head, to be honest with you, but I say all that because even with these new consoles that are coming in the PS5 and all that, many PC games just have better quality in terms of graphics than what you see in your average console game. And that was something that I noticed right away. There was a dramatic increase in terms of what I saw in graphics. And also, I felt like there was a very good attention to detail when it comes to just a general presentation of the game, right? It feels like a college football game. And I think that's important. College and NFL, those are two dramatically game day experiences, right? So we want a college game and an NFL game to feel different, and I think we get that here. A couple of things that I noticed when the home team has like the opposing team like in a third down situation, I could hear the band playing in the background, which I thought was really cool. Also felt the band playing in a couple of different instances as well, which I thought was a nice little touch to have. And then not to mention, something that I also realized right away is that a lot of this game, in terms of the mechanics, it's very skill-based, right? It's one of those games where, now these two teams were very evenly matched from an overall standpoint. They were roughly the same overall in that 90 to 95 overall range. Will that be what their actual overalls are when the game is actually released? Probably not. Many teams are not elite football teams, especially from their smaller group of 5 area, right? So probably not going to be that kind of overall. But what I noticed is that overalls definitely matter in this particular game. So it's not going to be like NCAA 14, for example, right, where you're more likely to be able to accommodate like a mid-70s overall team and beat a 90, 95 overall team with a higher level of success than expected, you're gonna really feel the difference between a 75 overall team and a 90 overall team. I mean, that kind of stuff matters, and I think that's gonna help in terms of the immersion of Dynasty, or the maximum football version of Dynasty, because it's not fun, to take like a 60 overall team and take them to a national championship in like 3 to 4 years. That's simply not realistic. It's more of like that EA college football approach that I think we are going to end up having, where it's going to take a while to build your team from the ground up. Now, I was not able to play Dynasty mode. That was not available in the beta, so I can't speak to the specifics of that, but that was something that I felt, when I was playing this play now, is that it really does matter, in terms of what we got going on in the play now, right? So that was one thing that I noticed right away. I think overalls do matter, and there's also a skill play base kind of feel with the user itself. I saw it with the kicking meter. The kicking meter is different. It's more likely that you're going to miss extra points or field goals, which the extra points, I do hope they change up a little bit. Just a minor nitpick, like the extra points for college are actually at like the 2-yard line, whereas for college in this game, it was at like the 15 or 20-yard line. I don't know exactly where it was, but it was definitely not at the 2-yard line. So that was something that I noticed right off the bat was, okay, we got to like tweak those extra points a little bit, right? So, and another thing that I also noticed was that there was no onside kicks in this game, which I felt was kind of weird, to be honest with you. I do hope that's something that is addressed before the game is officially released, because in that first game that you saw right there, the Roswell team missed an extra point and we didn't. So we were up 7-6 with less than a minute left in the game. Now, because there's less than a minute left in the game, this is a really cool animation right here. Dude got stripped while he was still standing. You would think that they would go for the onside kick or make an active attempt at the ball, but I noticed that wasn't necessarily a thing there, though. So, just an interesting thing that I saw there. Would like to see onside kicks maybe implemented into the game a little bit more. But as I was able to play this game more and more, I noticed there's a skill base, in terms of passing, in terms of running the ball as well. You have to make somebody miss in the open field, because in the open field, the tackling that's done, it's more physics-based tackling. Now, I've always been someone that felt that, hey, animations are not inherently bad. I think if animations are in a game, that's not the worst thing in the world. I think you need to have some animations, but I don't want to see a football game dependent on animations. And so when I was playing the game, I actually felt that it was not driven by animations. I think that's a real good sign to have. And animations not controlling the game necessarily, is more of that physics-based tackling. It felt pretty smooth. It was a lot smoother than compared to a Maximum 2020, for example, right? I did felt that the physics-based tackling felt really nice. Passing did take a little bit to get used to, but again, it's more of a skill-based type thing. One thing I noticed, when you're trying to throw like a long ball, there are certain times where, there will be an icon that would hop over the receiver. You got to press that button to make the catch. If not, he's more likely to not be able to make a play on the ball. So that was another thing that I noticed when I was playing this game. Just feels a little bit more skill based. And then it seems like there's more variety in the playbooks as well. The playbooks seems like there was more options than what we had in Maximum 2020. And then you also get a coach suggestions. That was a thing that was in this Maximum Football beta as well that I thought was pretty cool. Not everybody wants to pick their own plays, I guess. I didn't mind it in the Maximum Football 2020 iteration when I was playing that game, quite a few times. some people want to have like that sim feel to it, want to play towards true to what the team wants to play with, per se. Like if someone is actually more of like a run heavy team, the coach suggestions reflects that. And same thing if it's a air raid offense. If it's designed like that, then it's going to feel like you're going to have a lot more pass plays to choose from. And that's something that I felt as well, because when I was playing this game, Lubbock seemed like they were a more balanced team, whereas what I saw in playing for Roswell was a little bit more of that pass happy, air raid, Mike Leach type offense. So seeing the discrepancies in how these two teams play, I'm not saying that no two teams is ever going to feel the same, but there's definitely a variety of play styles in this game that I thought was pretty nice to see, and I definitely loved seeing that. Now, that being said, overall impressions of this game, if you're looking for this game to challenge EA College Football or something along those lines, I don't think this is it. I don't think you're going to get that here with this particular Maximum Football, but I do love that they're doing different things, and it feels a little bit more sandboxy than maybe what EA College Football was able to do because of all the legal stuff that is behind that, having actual real players in the game. Here, Maximum Football does not have those same constraints at all, which will be nice because they're able to, do different things when it comes down to making certain decisions. I felt that was a really nice touch as well. And the game is also free. It's going to be free when this game is officially released later this year, which I think is really important because not everybody can afford a $70 game every year. It's tough out here, for a bunch of folks out there. And so to have a game that's free that people can enjoy. So if you are looking for a cheaper college football experience that still feels like college football, I highly recommend this game. And I think this game is going to be more enjoyable than it's going to be given credit for. So shout out to the dev team for putting all the work into this game. But in the beta test, I was only able to see what the exhibition mode had in store for us, and that's just kind of like the play now feature that you would see in an NCAA 14 or an EA College Football even. But there is going to be obviously much more than just that play now feature, right? We'll have the ability in this initial Maximum Football to have a 1v1 rank, so going to be able to play online against other people if we wanted to do that. There is, of course, practice drills, so if you want to work on the passing, running, any portion of Maximum Football, that is the ability that we would end up having. We also have the ability to have both college and pro franchises as well, so it makes me curious if we will have the ability to import maybe some of our college draft classes and then import them into our Maximum franchise, because my feeling is that the Maximum franchise, that is kind of like the pro version of your dynasty modes that you would see, whereas dynasty is more of your college dynasty that you would typically see in a traditional college football game. So I am curious to see what that entails. Nothing has been confirmed up to this point, but just some honest thoughts and honest opinions that I have on that. Really curious to see if they give us the ability to import draft classes within our dynasty. And then, of course, we will have the ability to share teams. So, like, if there's teams that we've made within the game, we're able to go ahead and share that to other people that, let's say you want to build an old ACSA type team, that kind of deal, you would be able to do that. And I feel like it's the same thing with the logo design. We'll definitely check in real quick to what we got going on here, if I can actually learn how to actually quick things. So this is the customization system if we wanted to create a team. Now we would, in this case, we would go ahead and work on some of these options here. League logo, multiple league logos that we could use. here, though, we could use a custom logo, so I'm wondering if like we could have like our own conference logos or not. That'd be pretty cool to see. We could of course have our own logo, you know, in terms of our own team, or if we have a custom logo that we want to use, we definitely have the ability to use that as well. And then all of the other things here, like if you want to have like a university name, team name, state, hometown, year established, etc., etc., that's all available and usable for us as well. And I'm assuming that you can go ahead and use like the uniform customization as well. So I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, man, this is what I feel about Maximum Football. I think it's miles ahead of what Maximum Football 2020 was, right? While it's not a perfect game by any means, no game is going to be perfect. So I think this is a good opportunity to go out and really support a small developer, and it's going to be free as well. It's going to be free for us to enjoy. It doesn't even take that much space on the PC, or hopefully it comes onto a console as well if we'll have the ability to do that. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. I've enjoyed this experience overall. It's different than what I've played, you know, with a typical NCAA game, or, you know, with a Madden game, for example, as well. Yeah, let me know down in the comment sections. And if you appreciate this little bit of a deep dive into the beta version of Maximum Football, the newest Maximum Football, do me a couple of favors. Hit that like button. And if you want me to do some content with Maximum Football, first of all, hit that subscribe button, because I always love some new company in this community that we're building over here. But in addition to that, you know, leave me a comment, letting it be known that, hey, you would like to see some Maximum Football on this channel once this game is supposed to come out later this year. So that being said, this is John Shade Gaming on the mic signing off, but hoping you guys are all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.